Hey there, Brian. It seemed like the team was had the tempo of the game, particularly in the first half. Seemed like they were in control. What kind of didn't go as well in the second half in this particular game?
Well, interesting question, Nico. We've had challenges with teams that, sit back and defend in a block, two blocks of four, transition teams, teams that like to sit. We seem to, not be able to break teams down. Is that because, we don't have a real dribbler like Zakawani? Is it because Jordan doesn't have any space to run in behind? Is it because, we're not a team that crosses a lot of balls? Did we have some shots from distance that are usually lower percentage shots? I can say all of that, but what I would say is that, this is pro soccer, pro sports, and had Raul finish that chance and Jordan finish that chance, and we get a couple goals in the first half. The second half might not have been as frustrating as you and me and all the fans and the players in there would have felt.
How did you feel like your subs worked out, and what was the thought behind it? You're bringing Gustav and then Alex, obviously, for the injury, but how do you think that at least those worked out?
Gustav was great. I thought he was fine. The change at halftime was look, knew who had a yellow. And the way Portland sat back, we know what Nuhu's strengths are. Nuhu's strengths are defending. I wanted to put Jovan back there at left back because Jovan's a little bit better in the attacking part of the field. We were having a lot of possession. And so that was the purpose for the first sub. Second sub, injury, which was unfortunate because we wanted Jovan to be, a big factor in the second half. And then, Will came on and did fine. Ibarra came on and did fine. I mean, we just weren't able to score.
Thanks, Coach.
Jeremiah.
What did you feel what do you feel like changed in the second half? And did it feel like you on the whole deserved a better result than you got, or did it feel right?
Well, we absolutely deserved a better result. I mean, you guys can pour over the stats, but, the stats are well in our favor. I don't know about the expected goals because, like I said, some of the shots were from distance, or Raul's chance, where he tried to chip the goalkeeper, certainly was from outside of the box. So you might, score that one a little lower. But Jordan's left-footed chance inside the box, had some headers on some set pieces. We had some other half chances. And I thought we were okay. It's just one of those frustrating nights where, we couldn't make that final pass or the final action. And, what changed from the first half to the second half is just they dug in. And, they were disciplined in their defending, true to their game plan. And they make things difficult for teams. And we have to find out a way how to, break teams down when they do that.
Masvida.
Sorry, Brian. I think you kind of answered this, but I'll ask a quick one. Any update on Jovan Jones? Or is it too early? Just because it's post.
Too early. It's too early. We'll see what happens tomorrow. He'll have an MRI on his lower leg, and we'll see what's up.
And then on the players, the inability, I think I heard you say, to play fast and then make that extra pass. Is just something they're being flat? Or I think I heard you say it's something you guys are going to work at and look at. Is that becoming a trend, or it's just one of those days at the office?
Look, when I say play fast, what I expect, what we message the group is when they make a decision, they need to commit to that decision, and they need to play the ball and then sprint. Because what sometimes happens is, okay, you play the ball, you sprint, you don't get the ball, but then you might receive the ball from another pass from another angle. And so you can't just give up. You can't just stop running. We tried to attack the wing channels. We thought Jordan against Bonilla was a good matchup for us. And we just couldn't get that side of the field on track like normal. And that's something that we have to address. Where was Raul's service? I mean, what did we really give to him? I mean, the ball that Kelvin gives him, maybe he goes around the goalkeeper. I think Nico was right on the 6-yard box if he wants to play it square. Did we give Raul enough service to be effective? I don't know. We'll watch the tape. We'll try and see what happens.
Thank you.
Simon Borg.
Coach Schmetzer, you identify the theme of breaking down teams that sit back. Your next games come against 3 teams that might do the same in the Galaxy, Vancouver, and Salt Lake. When you've been able to break this down in the past, what's worked? What needs to work so that the Sounders can win those type of games?
I think sometimes we get a little impatient. When you play against 4-4-2 like Portland tonight, you almost need to sit like in the way we play. You almost need to sit Christian Roldan in one pocket, Nico in the other pocket, Raul in between the 2 center backs, Jordan Morris on one wing, and Kelvin in an advanced position on the other side. And then you start to create these little triangles. But what happens is sometimes the guys get impatient. And sometimes we have 4 guys in a line. We got Jordan, Raul, Nico, and Kelvin or Christian. And our spacing just isn't right. We need to have the right patience. So sometimes as we're moving the ball from side to side, defensive midfielder, center back, outside back, the guys just need to sit in those pockets because the ball will come. And I think that's just, we're a high motor team sometimes, and that's challenging for us to do. The other thing is, again, we need to just, again, commit to our decision making. I don't think tonight we really actually played the ball and sprinted with any real, consistency. I thought there were times, okay, we did it, but, it was like play the ball and stand there, play the ball and move a little bit, but with no real intent to get in behind. And even if you don't get the ball, defenders have to come with you, and it opens up space for someone else. And that's the challenge sometimes when you're playing against a team like that. They lull you to sleep.
Last one for me, Brian. This was a night where the Columbus Crew continue to win. They're not slowing down. Seattle, obviously, you're an ambitious club. This supporter shield, I assume, is still something you aim for despite the gap growing?
Well, Simon, this was absolutely a lost opportunity. Not just, okay, supporter shield, okay, whatever. Let's pump the brakes a little bit there. I just wanted to create some separation in between a very tight Western Conference. Now Portland is even on points. Yeah, we got a game in hand. But I was using tonight, results went our way tonight, and we lost a massive, massive opportunity to put some room between us and the other guys in our conference. Once we solve that one, Simon, then I'll start talking about Columbus.
Felipe Miquera.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, the team behaved offensively, but what about defensively? What can you tell us about the team at the time when they were defending the second balls?
Yeah, well, that was Portland's game plan. They play direct and play for the second balls, and look, you can all look at that goal, the goal that they scored, and you can say, okay, Nuhu didn't clear the ball, didn't header, but there was some other moments that we could have cleaned that up. I didn't think that Ymar needed to step, Kelvin needed to stay with his guy. I'm not going to just blame one player. I think overall the team could have done a little bit better, but I don't, other than the goal and maybe a couple half chances, maybe a set piece here or there. And I wasn't concerned defensively at all.